this is Katie from Vintage and Vinyls. I'll be spinning some rockin' 50s records every week here on my channel, as well as showing you some cool Coca-Cola collectibles and other neat vintage finds. Stay tuned! Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyls, back with another great video for you today. As promised, I'm going to be doing part 3 of my Typewriter 10 collection series I've been doing here on my YouTube channel. And I have some great 10s to share with you today. I'm going to be showing you all antique 10s. And these 10s are considered scarce and rare, according to this new book that I've been reading on antique office collectibles. I am not sponsored, but I happen to think that this book is really great. It gave me a lot more information on the 10s than I was able to get in the Antique 10s book that I showed in some of my other videos. Now, I realize that that book is mainly focusing on coffee and tobacco 10s, since that probably is the most collected type of 10 in the antique and vintage world. But this book is just really helpful. And if you love antique typewriters and 10s or just other office collectibles, this is fantastic. It's by Darryl Rehr, and I got it used for a couple of dollars. Now, in this book, one of the great things you will find is information on like the different types of mechanisms. It has typewriter parts, which is really, really great. And then it has all kinds of typewriters that are vintage. Antique. Yeah, there aren't vintage typewriters in this book. And even if you're a reseller and you're not sure how to pack a typewriter in a box, it shows you shipping for the typewriters, which is really kind of unexpected but useful bit of information that's in this book. So I would recommend getting this if you love typewriters and the 10s. And I have found, like I said, a lot more information in this book. So we're going to use it today to kind of help identify some of the 10s that I have. Now I want to go ahead and show you the first 10, and I want to talk about for a minute why it's antique, what makes it antique. And one of the ways you can tell that on typewriter 10s is its height. This is what we call a tall 10. And I'm going to show you a vintage 10. And you can see there's a difference. This one is more of that hockey puck style, and this one is tall and square. Now, of course, some of them were round, and they did make a few antique 10s that were round and short like this, but not very many of them. So if you get a 10 like this, most likely they are antique. And of course, you can kind of tell by the graphics also on the 10. And this one has some really amazing graphics. It has these awesome 1920s ladies. It kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola early 20s trays with the flapper girls. They're just amazing. Now the top says number 1 inch black, a NeoGraft Company, Chicago, Illinois, medium. And then the bottom is really unique. It has something scratched into it. And I've talked about this before, but people really were savvy when it came to reusing and repurposing things. And this is a great example of that, because the bottom says that it was used for stamp pad red ink. So eventually, once they used the ribbon out of this, they reused it for stamp pad red ink. And you can see there's some red still left inside. This 10 has nothing on the lid. Some of them do, so look out for that. Some of them have a number. But I think this 10 is just gorgeous. Very Art Deco and absolutely stunning. And I'm going to show you this 10 in the book here, so you can kind of get a feel for the things that this book has. One of the ways that it helps you identify 10s is it does it by its rareness. And I think that's helpful, because it's not really the prices so much that I'm interested in. I just want to know what 10 is potentially in the future may be harder to get and really worth collecting. And it shows you some guides right here, like a little key, and then it has the picture. And then it goes left to right, so you find your 10, and then you'll find it over here in the row. and then you'll find the number next to it and it will tell you about it. So this one is the addressiograph, and you can see here that mine has a darker background. So you see right where that lady's sitting, the background there is that gray dark color. There is another one that is white, but according to this book, I have the rarer version. And can you see her? There she is right there. And then she's row 2, so we're going to find row 2, and we're going to go over, and it says the addressiograph woman on 4 sides, dark background, that's us, and it says it's type 4. It is a scarce 10 that's rare with attractive decoration. So there it is. So that's a really, really, really awesome 10. I just love its colors. And you could put it out for Halloween, or if you're like me, I just love to display it all year round because it's absolutely beautiful. You can't beat some of these older graphics at all. The next one is another addressiograph 10, and this is the AM certified product addressiograph Duraclear Ribbon, 8 yards, sold only by addressiograph sales agencies in principal cities around the world. Addressiograph Multigraph Corporation, Cleveland, Ohio. That was a mouthful, but that's what the front says. And the reason I like to read you everything on the tin is just kind of help you when you're identifying tins. I hate when people show you something and then they just take it away, because when you're looking at a vintage or antique, it's all about the details. And one little colored variance here or a little wording difference means that it's a whole different tin. So I really want to give you guys all the information I can. Plus, some of the writing on here is really cool. Addressiograph Duraclear Ribbon, maximum durability under heavy service, consistently clear, uniform impressions, quick flow, back of ink to parts compressed, made in the USA. That's what the back says. And the top says that it's addressiograph ribbon. Then it says it's black number 5. Then it says 1 5/8 by 8 yards, 900. And this tin has nothing on the bottom, but it does have a number on the inside, so you guys can look out for that on some of your tins. This one says 976267, and I'm going to show it to you in the book. And we're going to find that it's row 3 here, and it is number 3. So it is in a common tin with attractive decoration and a scarce tin with possible plain decoration. So there it is here in the book. Now I did buy this book used, so a few of the pages are a little bit loose, but that's okay. We will make do. You can just sort of shove them back in there and everything will be okay. The next tin I want to share with you is not listed in the book, but it is a really cool tin. And this one has 3 different sides on it, which makes it unique. This one is high grade typewriter ribbon, non-filling. It has this just gorgeous scroll work and flowers. I think it's like a flower design on the outside, and every side, as I mentioned, is different. This one says the finest quality of cloth and most powerful colors are used in the manufacture of these ribbons. And then the next side says high-grade ribbons produce sharp work, perfect press copies, and bright and beautiful writing. And then the last side says guarantee this ribbon is guaranteed in every respect. And the top says that it is a for Remington purple copy. You can see that there. And then the bottom, it looks like it has an M stamped onto it in sort of this bluish purple color, but I'm not really sure if that's on purpose or what it's there for. The inside has no markings, it's just empty. The side does say Division Regular U.S. Patent Off, decorated by something something corporation. So that's kind of interesting. And like I said, this tin isn't in the book. I can't find it online. I bought these antique tins in a lot. I only paid $10 free shipping. The guy really didn't know what they were worth because I got a steal on these. I've seen a few of these. I can't find a lot of them online, but I've seen a few like going upwards of $50. So that is crazy, but really good steal in my opinion for these beautiful tins. Now the next one I'm going to show you is one of my favorites, and it has this awesome Art Deco design, which you guys know I love Art Deco. And this is the Keylocks brand typewriter ribbon. It is the symbol of unqualified satisfaction. Keylocks MFG Company, Rochester, New York, USA. But look at that. Is that just not stunning? Oh my goodness. I think that this tin is spectacular. So the top says that it is the for a NeoGraft 158-inch number 6 black record, 106, I'm sorry. And then the bottom doesn't have anything. But as you can probably hear, it does have the original spool for the ribbon inside, which is really, really cool. And then the top says that it is a guaranteed product of the Keylocks MFG Company, and it is unqualified. So really cool tin, definitely one of my favorites. And it is in the book. And as I said, these pages were a little bit loose. So let me find it here for you guys. Let's see, where'd you go? Keylocks. I saw you a minute ago. You were here. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, it would help a little bit if the pages would stay in the book for sure. Well, let's see here. Where'd you go? I'm sorry, guys. I thought this would be very easy to find. Oh, there it is. All right, we got it. It's row number 2, and I'm going to go down to it. Let's see. It says it's Keylocks Tall Deco, and it is number 3. So we know from number 3 that it is an uncommon tin with attractive decoration or a scarce tin with plain decoration. So here it is in the book. Really, really amazing tin. I just love it. Love, love, love that tin. The next tin I cannot find anywhere, but it is for an adding machine. So it's technically not a typewriter, but I'm throwing it in here. And this is the Burroughs adding machine ribbon. Now, Burroughs did make typewriters, and you can learn more about that in the book if you guys want to. But this is a really amazing tin. It is a dark forest green color. And the top has, it looks like some tape on it. Possibly like that tape you'd see in libraries. I just call it library tape. I'm sure it has a specific name, but that kind of brown tape. And it says something here, Burroughs, but then below it, it has something else I can't read. It has this like beautiful detailing there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is stunning. And then on the side, it has an actual picture of the adding machine. Now, we've talked about this before, but a lot of antique tins have pictures of typewriters or adding machines on them versus the retro or vintage ones that don't. So you can see the difference there. And this tin does open up, and it doesn't have anything inside of it, but it is just a gorgeous tin. It's definitely worse for wear. I mean, it's seen better days, but I just think the graphics are so, so cool. And the nice thing about that tin, too, is I'll mention it, is that it's tall. So if you're doing a display, you know, you can have your different tins in a display, and it makes, you can kind of do it, this isn't the best way to show you guys, but kind of like that, you know, you can stack the heights. And you can even stack one on something else and make it taller. So you just have a lot of options when you get these taller tins too, as far as displaying your collection. Well, it is time for the big reveal of the bonus tin, and I am so excited because this is an antique little tin. So it's not one of the tall tins. And this is Carter's Ideal, and it has this just gorgeous, gorgeous cameo on the front, and it is embossed. And I'm going to show you, I think that this is antique, and the reason why is this is all paper. This is all paper in here, and it has the original paper label. Now the back is embossed, which is very cool. I love that, just black and silver. I mean, is that just not simple but striking? And then the inside has this protector for like the cardboard. Let me see if I can get it out, but it's sort of a meshy material, and I guess it sort of absorbed the ink from the ribbon. And it says A393 in it. And then it still has the ribbon, guys. Look at that. That's just amazing. Now, the ribbon has definitely had some issues and definitely lived a long life. But I just think that these are amazing. And let me show you the back, because like I said, it does have the original paper label on it. And the back says it's Carter's Ideal Typewriter Ribbon for Remington Black Red Record Medium, the Carter's Ink Company, Boston, New York, Chicago, and I think it says LA. And it says guaranteed. It has this sort of Art Deco design on the back and font. But this 10 is just amazing. I mean, it definitely has to be just one of my favorites. It's hard to pick because they all are great, aren't they? I mean, how can you not love the vintage and antique graphics? They're so cool. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to see my collection, and I hope you have a great week. Please stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube.